Welcome back to day 3 of dealing with a back spasm until you can get in to see somebody. So assumably by today you're able to move a little bit easier. Days 1 and 2 have passed and we managed to calm the spasm down. You might even be able to stand all the way up today. If you're a little bit hunched over still, then that's okay. But if you're finding that you can't straighten up at all, you're still walking over, bent over completely, go back to day 1 and start again from there. Start day 3 lying on our backs. So similarly to day 2, but this time we're definitely going to leave the pillows out of it for now. They'll just get in our way. So you'll have your feet flat on the floor, back fairly flat, and walk your feet in maybe a little bit until you can almost touch them with your fingers. Then let them scoot out. Just try and keep them even. Use your hands to press down into the floor, and you're going to engage your glutes. So you squeeze your butt to lift your hips up, and then settle the hips right back down. So you're only lifting up enough to readjust where your hips are. You might need to do the same for your head or your upper back, your shoulders. And we'll do the same breathing that we did on day 2 yesterday. Finding that little core contraction, a little bit of the abdominal muscles. Just at the end of the exhale. So you don't have to go into a full crunch. Just want to engage those muscles a little bit. And then we'll get the right foot up off the ground. Get your right knee in towards your chest. And we'll just do a little stretch here. It doesn't have to be a lot. If you can just reach and just grab your knee, you don't have to pull it all the way in. If it feels really, really tight, even if it feels like a good stretch, if it feels tight when you're pulling, just release a little bit. You don't actually want to feel any discomfort here. We don't want to go into a really big stretch. You just want to get right to the end of where your comfort is and just stay there. We're not actually trying to stretch anything. You're just trying to maintain where you're at right now. And then we'll let the right foot go back down to the ground. Get the left foot up. Grab that left knee. And again, just come right to the edge of your comfort zone and then just stay right there. If you feel any pain at all, stop. Go back to day 1. Days 1 and 2 are pretty much damage control, just trying to contain the spasm, trying to prevent it from getting any worse. Now we're just trying to maintain whatever you have available to you. Hopefully it's a little more than on day 1. Hopefully you can get in to see somebody today. And release left foot back down. Hands on top of the hips. Find those hip bones. Put your palms right on top. Fingers can come onto the thighs or fingers can come in towards each other. Totally up to you. And try and breathe deep into your diaphragm. Use that deep diaphragmatic breath to breathe into your hands. And on your exhale, find that little contraction. If you feel like you need to prop up, your hips or body parts in this position in order to lie on your back, go back to day 1. Just take whatever position lets you breathe. And we'll inhale, lift the right arm all the way up. Get your arm up beside your ear. Exhale, sweep it down like you're making a snow angel to come back to your hip. Left side, inhale the arm all the way up. And exhale, sweep the left arm down. See if you can get your fingers to trail along the carpet if you can, or your floor, your sheets, whatever you're on. Inhale, right arm up. It's like a half arm circle. Exhale, back down to your hip, coming around. Left arm again, inhale. And exhale. Find that core contraction as you exhale. One more time, each side. And both arms, inhale to lift them all the way up. Bring your arms up beside your ears if you can. Palms face towards each other. Exhale as you bring your hands back down. And find that core contraction. Reach towards your knees as though you're going to lift up and touch them, but you don't actually have to lift. And then relax. Bring your right knee in towards your chest again. Just come towards the edge of your comfort level. If at any point you feel pain, stop, return to day one. We're still doing okay. We'll let the right foot come back down. Lift the left foot, grab your left knee if you can. And just come to the edge of your comfort level here. And release the left foot. Inhale, lift both arms up towards the ears. Face the palms towards each other. And exhale, get that core contraction as though you're going to lift up. You don't actually have to. Reach for your knees. Try and tuck your chin in as well. And release, hands to the hips. Breathe to the hands. And sigh. So tucking your chin in towards your chest. Find your sternal notch. So sternum right in between the clavicles. There's that little dip in there. You just want to tuck your chin as though you want to stick it in that notch. So you're nodding yes, and at the bottom of the nod, your chin will be coming towards that little notch. Inhale the arms all the way up. Relax the head, relax the jaw. Palms face toward each other. Exhale, reach for the knees. Tuck your chin into your chest. So nod yes. At the bottom of your yes, stay there. Reach your hands towards your knees. And release. Bring your right leg up. Get that knee in towards the chest, however far you can bring it. Maybe you're noticing your comfort level is a little bit closer. Maybe it's not. Maybe you're still right at the same spot. That's totally okay. And this time we're going to make little circles with this knee. So really small circles. You don't have to travel very far. You don't have to get your knee like all the way out to the side. Just tiny little circles. So leading with the knee, but this is going to help your hip relax a little bit more. And that should help the lower back relax a little bit more too. And circle the other way. If you need to keep a pillow underneath that other leg so that it stays a little bit more still, you absolutely can. And then I don't have to deal with the weight of my leg dragging my back. All right, right foot down, left leg up. Get your left knee in towards your chest as close as you feel comfortable. And keep breathing. And then little circles on this left side as well. You can use your hands to steer your knee. If you're feeling a lot better today, if your back is really starting to feel better, you can draw the circles with your knee on its own. Let your knee do the work and just use your hands to kind of guide. This is going to engage more of the muscles. So as long as they're feeling okay of what you're asking them to do, you absolutely can. But you can also really just use your hands to take a bunch of the weight of your leg. Circle the other way if you haven't changed your direction already. Sometimes it's just nice to know that your leg is being taken care of. And then we'll let the left leg back down. Inhale to reach the arms up by the head. Palms face towards each other. Exhale, bring the arms down. Tuck your chin in towards your chest at the bottom of that. Yes, reach for your knees. Contract your abdominals. And release. Hands can come to hips or they can come to the ground. If you want a little bit more stability, maybe bring your hands to the ground. Palms facing down or up, doesn't really matter. Whatever you feel is going to make you a little bit more stable. And we're going to bring the knees out to the right. If it feels okay, and then bring them over to the left. If you want to grab some pillows to put on either side of the knees so that they don't come all the way down to the ground, or they don't have to fall all the way down to the ground, you can. And just keep this little rocking motion going back and forth a couple times. If you're feeling up to it, when your knees come over to the right, you can look a little over to the left. And when your knees come over to the left, you can look a little over to the right. Just help your whole spine relax a little bit more. Remember to use a little bit of that core activation, that engagement in the abdominal muscles to help lift your knees back up. When they're settling down, you want to use a little bit of that core so they don't fall, so they don't hit the ground. And imagine your obliques, so the muscles that are coming across are going to help lift the legs, the knees up. And then on the other side, going across diagonally the other direction, slowly helping the knees to lower down to the ground. It's also just a really good exercise to do every day, even if you don't have back pain on that day. You could always use a little bit more ab activation, in my opinion. And then bring both knees towards the center. We'll get both knees in towards the chest. And see where you're at, bringing both knees in. Maybe they're still stuck out a little bit, totally okay. But just come to wherever the edge of your comfort is. that tiny little bit of a stretch. Doesn't have to be tight. You don't want it to feel really tight. And you can do some knee circles here too with both knees at the same time. Just help massage a little bit over the sacrum. And knee circle the other way if you are. You absolutely don't have to do the knee circles. You can just hold your knees in, love your knees. And from here, tuck your chin in towards your chest like you're nodding yes at the bottom of your yes. And then relax the head, relax the jaw. Let the feet come back down towards the ground. Hands on the ground. We're going to adjust our hips again, so engage the glutes to lift your hips up just a little bit. And lay your spine back down. And just roll over onto one side. You can stay here if you want to. Maybe grab a pillow for underneath the head or between the knees. If this is your final resting position, just stay here and breathe. Be really comfortable here. Maybe grab that heating pad for the lower back again. Or you can come up to sitting. Maybe in a cross-legged position. Maybe grab one of those pillows, or two of those pillows, or three of those pillows to put underneath the hips. Maybe more cautiously than what I just did. And just come to sit and just come to breathe. If you can, sit up straight. And breathe here. If you feel like your body doesn't really want to sit up straight just yet, you can grab another pillow and bring that pillow into your lap. And you can sit cross-legged, or you can have your legs out in front of you, knees bent, or in more of a staff posture. Totally up to you. I'm going to bend my knees. And I'm going to make sure that my pillow is really squeezed in towards my hips first. Tuck it in. And then from here, a little bit of a forward fold. So just coming to lean over top of your pillow. Turn to the side so you can see. So I'm sitting on one pillow, have my other pillow tucked in nice and tight, and I'm going to try to rotate from my hips. So I'm not just bending over and slouching. I'm using my hips as though I was going to lean forward, and then maybe wrap my arms around my knees, and then let my head sink down. If this feels okay for you, you can stay here. If this one's a little difficult for you, you can take child's pose instead. Similar concept, get your pillow tucked in to your hips. Come forward, make sure that you're coming from the hips first. You're not bending over with the back. You want to keep your back kind of straight. As you come down, walk your hands out. And then come to child's pose and rest over top of your pillow. You can have your hands underneath your head, maybe a little support for the forehead. Grab as many pillows as you need to make this comfortable for you. And just try and send all of your breath, all of your air towards your lower back. Breathing into your lower back and your hips. And then carefully coming out of your chosen resting posture for a moment. And get yourself to whatever position you feel is going to be comfortable for the next hour or so, and just breathe into it. If you have to work today, I'm sorry, I'm very sorry about that, but come back and repeat whatever part of this routine that you're able to do during the day. If you can get it done at lunch and again at the end of the day, it should help quite a bit. If you can even just get yourself into position with these pillows and just get yourself to that relaxed state and just breathe there roughly every hour, that should help the back settle down quite a bit until you can get in to see somebody. So that is the 3-day series on how to abate lower back pain or spasms, especially after shoveling snow or lifting something really heavy, or if you just got out of bed and your back was just not having it that day. Hopefully it'll be a little more agreeable today. Hopefully you can get in to see a healthcare professional sometime soon. Come back to these videos anytime you need them. Start at day 1 and see how the progression goes. And you can always come back to day 3, even if you don't have a lot of back pain, even if it's not fully spasming, to help reduce the chance of back pain occurring in future.